Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please check it. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Right. Hello. 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 Huh? అది కాదు మైక్. హలో 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 స్పీకర్స్ మైక్స్ రావట్లేదు కదా, మైక్స్ రావట్లేదు. హలో 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 ఎందుకని హలో 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 మైక్ ఆన్ చేయాలి ఒకసారి. మైక్ ఆన్ చేస్తే హలో
All right. Good morning, guys. And all right, sir. And today we are going to see a completely a new topic. The new topic would be JDBC. We are going to start today. If any of you are new for this class today, if any of you are coming for demo class today, don't worry. Just a few classes I have taken on core Java fundamentals, not yet started advanced Java. So previously some students are not having much awareness on core Java. That's why I've taken core Java fundamentals, the topics I've taken. But actual advanced Java is starting from today onwards. Now let's understand this. In advanced Java, what I am discussing actually, what I am planning there inside this advanced Java, you can understand it. JDBC, next one is servlets, next one is JSPs, next one is JSTL, then expression language. These are the topics we are planning there in advanced Java. Okay. Previously, few classes I have taken for core Java fundamentals. Of course, along with this course, we are giving video support. Videos access also we are providing along with this course. So in that videos access now, whatever the core Java fundamentals we completed, that all the fundamentals I will provide to you. So we can check for it if you require any core Java fundamentals which are required for advanced Java. So those are completely new for you. I'm talking there. So core Java fundamentals, some topics we required that I covered already. That video support I will provide to you. But from today onwards, we are going to understand actual advanced Java content. I'll start it now. That advanced Java content would be like what there? JDBC. Onwards again, I'm going to start. Right. And one more small intimation to all of you. One more small intimation for all of you guys. Today, today I'm going to start a Hibernate class at 10 a.m. only in online, not in offline. So this is not the right time to understand Hibernate for you. Hibernate will start again for you in our classes after completion of advanced Java. 7 to 8:30 time we are taking for advanced Java. Once it is completed, there I will start what there? Hibernate. No need to worry for it. So I have a plan for it. Don't worry. But meanwhile, what I'm telling you, today I'm planning to start Hibernate, but that is not for you. Already that is for some other batch people, not for you. Why? Because your knowledge may not be sufficient to understand the Hibernate, right? Anyway, now let's understand this, guys. JDBC, JDBC. I think all of you might be aware about abbreviation for JDBC. Any of you aware about abbreviation for JDBC? Can you tell me what is this JDBC? Java Database Connectivity. Java Database Connectivity. Nice. This is what exactly the meaning of JDBC. That what we are understanding. Right. Okay, fine. What is the purpose of this JDBC? Okay, fine. Before this, now confirm to me, just by seeing the name of the JDBC, just by understanding the name of the JDBC, what we are thinking there, what we are understanding there, now tell me. That means Java Database Connectivity. What we are getting information in our mind? Exactly, right now. Connecting with the database from Java application, connecting with the database from Java application. Nice. Definition is okay. For what purpose we are connecting with the database from Java application? For what purpose we are connecting with the database from Java application? Right. If we want to connect with the database from Java application, the main purpose is to perform database operations from Java applications. To perform database operations from Java applications. Say, for example, I have Oracle database. I installed already Oracle database in our system. After installation of the Oracle database in our system, if I want to perform database operations, what I will do? I will open Oracle console. I will open Oracle console. Or if you don't want to say Oracle console, just open command prompt. There type SQL plus command. SQL plus. Automatically that Oracle console will open to your command prompt. Whatever it may be. Oracle database is available. One interface is available to perform operations. On that command prompt or an Oracle console, we are going to write the instructions. We are going to write the instructions like what there. Select a star from EMP1, for example. Insert SQL query, update SQL query, delete SQL query, drop SQL query, create SQL query. Whatever the operation we want to perform on database, that related SQL query we are going to write on a command prompt, on a console. Understand my point or not? But here my requirement is what? I don't want to perform database operations from command prompt or SQL prompt. I don't want to perform my database operations with the database from command prompt. That means Oracle console. But from where we want to perform these database operations now? I want to perform all these database operations from Java application. Instead of using SQL prompt or command prompt to perform database operations, I want to use the Java application. Through this Java application, I want to perform database operations. Say for example, when I install database in my system, database is existed. Database is available at one particular location. When I open SQL prompt or maybe command prompt or maybe Oracle console, Oracle console is acting as what they know a client. Database is acting as what they know server. For database, who is the client actually? This SQL prompt or command prompt, what we are using to write SQL queries, that is the client, Oracle client. Now the database, what we install in the data in our system, where we are storing the data, from where we are retrieving the data, that is what they know a server. Simply, I'm telling that. So client will send a request to the server with an SQL query. Server will execute that SQL query and perform some operation on the database, generating some results. That results are given back to the client. That response would be given back to the client. Now client is able to display the data. Now here my point is what there? Here my point is what? Instead of sending SQL queries from SQL prompt, that means from Oracle console, that is Oracle client, from this, I want to provide a Java program. Inside my Java program, I will write my required SQL query. I will send a request from my Java program to the Oracle database with an SQL query. Oracle database will execute that SQL query, will perform some operations on the database, and it able to get some results. That response will be given back to the Java application. Now Java application is able to represent that results, what it is getting from database. How it is representing that results now, it totally depends on our implementation, what we have written inside the Java program. Of course, we may display that results on the command prompt as you are running the Java program on command prompt. Of course, you can send that results to like what there's some front-end development, some front-end user interface, maybe some JSP pages are having the information to display the results in the form of a tabular representation. Anything in any way we are able to represent the data, in any way we are able to represent the results of the database operations. Finally, what happened there, what we required altogether, what I'm telling there, we need to connect with the database from a Java application. To connect with the database from Java application in order to perform database operations. To connect with the database from Java application in order to perform database operations from Java applications, we have to use a separate technology or a separate API or a separate tool, whatever it may be, all the terminals are same as of now, is called as JDBC, Java Database Connectivity. Just simple. Here my intention is what there. I don't want to discuss too much information on this JDBC immediately. Just I'm giving what is the purpose of JDBC. Up to now in core Java, you might be seen preparing a program and saving that program in our computer, open the command prompt, compile the program, execute the program, and getting some outputs on command prompt. That's it. Up to that only we have seen. But now this is somewhat different. What is the different here? I'm telling there now. Here we need to install database software and we have to connect with the database. We have to write some SQL queries. This is not Java. SQL queries are somewhat different. Not Java. SQL queries we have to write inside the Java program. We have to send them to the database. Database has to execute that. Database will give some response back to the respective Java application. So this is somewhat different here now. So to achieve this particular thing, here we have to go for like what they know, JDBC. But JDBC is somewhat interesting for us to perform all the database operations. Anyway, then I'm going to discuss one by one clearly. But meanwhile, here I'm telling to you clearly what exactly the meaning of database that we understood clearly. The process of connecting with the database from Java application in order to perform database operations from Java applications. We need to go for what they know, JDBC. Okay, just minimal information I'm telling there. You should not have any question what is JDBC, so that's why I'm giving that information. Now all of you now tell me, if we want to write JDBC program, what we require, sir? What we require, two important things we require. If you want to write any JDBC program, two things we require. Can you tell me what two things? No? Definitely, database is required and Java application we required. Only these two are the things now. Database and Java application. Both the things here we required. Okay. So let's keep aside about this JDBC, Java application and all. Let us talk something about like what their database. At least some basic awareness we required about like what their no databases. Now let us talk about this particular one. Right, sir. Now I'm giving one point clearly. Now try to understand it, all of you guys. Everybody, try to understand it. No. If you go for any enterprise applications, any Java application or any enterprise application, minimum project or minimum application, if you take anything, in outside, if you take any Java application or any enterprise application, there it is a convention to manage. It is convention to manage details about our organization. For example, I want to prepare a software. That software I'm preparing for a particular organization or not? I will not prepare that software for the sake of my time pass, right? Definitely, we are preparing a software for a particular organization, for a particular enterprise. Whenever we are preparing a software for a particular enterprise, there we have to manage organization details inside the software. Definitely, we have to manage organization data. What organizations data here we are going to maintain in general? What organizations details we are going to maintain in general? You can understand clearly. Maybe information, some information of the organization. What information of the organization can know? All their employee details we have to manage. If I prepare any particular software for that, all employee details here we have to manage. Not only that employee details, what services that organization is providing to outside, that we have to manage. Not only that, who are the customers for this particular organization, we have to manage them. Not only that, what exactly the products they are keeping in selling in outside, that we have to manage. And their sales information we have to manage. Understand my point here? No? So all this, just only few examples I've given there, but so much data we have to maintain in our software about our organization. So if you want to manage all these details, in our organization, in our software, if you want to manage all these details in our software which you want to prepare, there we have to go for storage areas. There we have to go for like what they know, storage areas. Please recognize this point here. Storage areas. Everybody understand my point clearly? What exactly the meaning of the storage areas now? What is the meaning of the storage areas now? Guys, observe carefully what I'm telling you. Storage areas are like what there? These are the memory elements to store data. To store data. These are the memory elements to store what they know? Data. Observe carefully what I'm telling there. They are the memory elements to store data. Example here I'm telling there. In any enterprise application, what I'm telling there, we have to manage the organization details. We have to manage the organization details like what there, employee details, products details. Next one is the services details. Next one is the customers details. Next one is the client's information, and so on and so on and so on. Right, sir. This is an example here. In any enterprise application, we have to manage organization. The organization details clearly. Organization details like employee details, products details, service details, customers details, client details, and so on and so on and so on. So for that purpose, we have to go for like what they know, storage areas. Right, sir. Understand it clearly. Next one. So what is the meaning of storage areas here? We understood. That's okay, fine. In general, all of you understand it, no? In general, how many types of storage areas are existed here? In general, there are two types of storage areas are existed. There are two types of storage areas. What are the two types of storage areas now? First one is temporary storage areas. First one is what there, temporary storage areas, and second one is like what there, permanent storage areas. Temporary storage areas, and second one is what there, permanent storage areas. Sir, all of you are following these points or not? What is the purpose of the storage areas I'm giving? First of all, what is storage area? These are the memory element to store data. Okay, any example for it? You know, what is the meaning of data and what we are going to store the data? In general, in any enterprise application, we have to manage organization details like employee details, product details, and so on and so on and so on. We need to use what they know, storage areas to store all these things here now. Okay. to manage these details, we have to use like what there is, we need to use storage areas. How many types of storage areas are available there? No, two types of storage areas. What are the two types of storage areas here? No, temporary storage areas, and second one is what there? No, permanent storage areas. Right, sir. Please recognize this point. What I am telling there now. Okay, fine. Next one is here we need to understand a little bit. And once again, I'm telling there, I don't have any intention to talk complete information about these databases and all. Just a part of the definition for JDBC. I need to understand something about database. That's why I'm giving basic definition for database. What's the meaning of database? Why database is available? All this basic information. Understand, guys, what I'm telling to you now. So now here, two types of storage areas are available. Yes, what happened? So which class we are expecting? Huh? Which framework? Java frameworks, no? This is advanced Java. Uh, Actually, this is advanced Java with Java frameworks. Yeah, frameworks not now. After a few months, please. Thank you. All right, sir. Temporary storage areas and permanent storage areas. They are the things here we have to understand clearly. All right, sir. Now here, what I am telling to you regarding this temporary storage areas and permanent storage areas, two types are available. But what is this temporary storage area? Come on, guys. You have to give answer for it. No. What is the meaning of this temporary storage areas? No. The name itself is giving clarity. These are able to manage the data temporarily. Am I right or not? These are able to manage the data temporarily. Right. Now, just I want to have some information. Now, tell me examples for this temporary storage areas. Any example here? Say, for example, I'm telling that in general, even not even Java. If you are having basic awareness on computer science, no, everybody can say who are the temporary storage areas. No, buffers. We can say like what they know, temporary storage areas. That's okay, fine. Not only that, that simply I want to say Java objects. Java objects, I'm telling there, temporary storage area. Java object is what, sir? Now tell me. It's a temporary storage areas. Java object is what they know? Temporary storage areas. I have a doubt, guys. And as you are the Java developer, now tell me how Java objects are temporary storage areas. No, how can you say Java objects are temporary? How can we say Java objects are temporary? Any reason for it? No. Yes, definitely. We have some reasons. What are the reasons here? Say, first of all, now tell me where Java objects are going to be stored. In general, where Java objects will be stored in heap memory. Where heap memory is available. Okay, fine. In our systems, mainly two types of memories: RAM, ROM. Between RAM, ROM, which one is a temporary and which one is permanent? No. RAM is what there temporary, ROM is what there permanent here. That's okay, fine. Now tell me, so Java objects will be stored in heap memory, and heap memory will be available in which memory? ROM or RAM? Definitely RAM. Inside the RAM only that heap memory is going to be taken. Whenever we start to execute the Java program, it will take some part of the memory from what then? RAM, for the sake of Java memory management system. Inside the Java memory management system, one part of the memory is what there? No, heap memory. Finally, altogether, what I'm telling there, all these Java objects are stored inside the RAM memory only. RAM only. RAM is basically a temporary memory. Once it is a temporary memory, automatically the Java objects are what they know? Temporary allocations only. This is one reason I'm telling there. Another reason also I'm telling there. Now tell me, guys, all of you now tell me, in a Java application, once if I create a Java object, how long it is going to be available in our Java application? How long that object is going to be available, that Java object there? Two cases are available. One case, if we destroy that object intentionally through garbage collector, then it's going to be destroyed. There itself, that life of that object is going to be completed. In the case, if you are not destroying any object, at least at the time of terminating your entire Java program, at least at the time of terminating your Java application, automatically that heap memory is going to be refreshed. Refreshed in the sense like what is the meaning of it? No, freed. Freed in the sense like what they're removing the data from the heap memory. Heap memory is going to be vacant. That everything is going to be vacated whenever the Java application is going to be executed successfully. That means whenever it is terminated successfully. So now Java objects are what there? Temporary objects or permanent objects now? Temporary objects only. So okay, fine. This is one thing. Maybe some caching mechanisms are available. Caching memories are available. There also be commander like what there now? Temporary memory allocations. That's okay, nice. Then similarly, guys, now all of you now tell me what exactly this permanent storage areas now? What is the meaning of this permanent storage areas here? The name itself is giving clarity for us. What is the meaning of it now? Guys, observe carefully. These are able to manage the data. Manage the data permanently. These are able to manage the data permanently. Right, guys. Now tell me, any example for this permanent storage areas no? Come on, any example for permanent storage areas no? Okay, now okay, instead of talking hard disk, definitely ROM or maybe system hard disk, then everything is okay, fine. Then all these are like what they're permanent storage areas. Definitely, but my required information is like what there. Listen carefully, I'm going to deviate from this particular point. Try to understand it now. Permanent storage areas, I want to take like what there three types of examples I'm going to take for permanent storage areas. What are the three types of things here I'm going to take now? Databases, not three types here. Directly understand it now. What is this first one here? Databases. Understand it now. Before this, as you are saying there, hard disk, comma, databases, hard disk. Answer my point here. Hard disk, comma, databases. Whatever it may be, hard disk, databases, and so on. Some other things are existed here. Of course, the database is going to be available, might be in our system memory only. That's okay, fine. But as of now, I'm telling there databases. Even I don't want to give much confusion to you. But here, my required point is instead of saying this hard disk, just simply I want to say like what their databases. Now here, how many types of databases are available at present in outside now? If you are thinking about it, number of types of database are available. Different types of database are available. But I don't require all of these types of databases. No, I require only three types of databases here I need. I'm going to put more concentration on what they know, three types of databases now. Now understand my point here. What are the three types of databases actually? First one is RDBMS. First one is like what they know, RDBMS. Okay, next one is like what there, OO DBMS, OO DBMS. I'll talk about them. Next one is what there, ORDBMS. I require these three types of databases only, but so many database types are available. Network database are available, distributed database are available, distributed database management systems are available, but I don't require all of them clearly. So here I need to understand like what there, the databases which are under RDBMS, the databases which are under like what they know, OODBMS, the databases which are come under like what they know, ORDBMSs. All these points here I required clearly. But here, before moving on this content here, I need to talk about what exactly the difference between database and a database management system also. I need to understand these points clearly. But anyway, before that, now try to understand this clearly. What are the various databases here we are having there? If you think about it, the databases which are under RDBMS, the databases which are under like what they know, OODBMS, the databases which are under like what they know, ORDBMS, like a different databases here I'm telling there, they are under like what they know, permanent storage areas. Yes, sir. All of you are getting my points or not? So let's have a simple diagram here. On the base of this, easily we are able to identify our content here. Let's observe carefully. Right, sir. First of all, here what we are having there, storage areas. Storage areas. Now the storage areas are divided into how many types, sir? All right, sir. Two types of storage areas are available. What are the two types of storage areas now? First one is like what there, temporary storage areas. Right, so temporary storage areas. And then after that, permanent storage areas. Permanent storage areas. Right, sir. Observe carefully. Under this temporary storage areas, directly I'm giving some examples here. We can say buffers and Java objects and so on, so many. All right, sir. We can understand it clearly. Next one is under this permanent storage areas here I'm telling there. One category here I'm telling there. What is that category here? Database is an example here I'm telling there. Databases. Databases. Now here, from these databases here, I'm telling there multiple types. Database management systems I'm talking there. What are the various database management systems here? To manage the data which is available inside the database, there I have to go for like what they know, database management systems. Different types of database management systems are existed here. Now let me talk about it. What I'm telling there, relational database management system. Then what next one here? 1 minute, guys. And before this, I want to give one more point. Let us talk about this. I don't want to take directly this content here. Now, again here, these permanent storage areas are divided into two types. Let me go for this categorization. Then first one is like what I'm telling there, file system. First one is like what there, file systems. I forgot to give that point here. Always I'm thinking about hard disk, right? File system is nothing but what they know, hard disk only, right, sir? File system. Then after that, what next one again? No, databases. Databases. File systems and what their databases are database management systems. You can understand clearly. Then after that, what I'm telling there, here this database management systems, again here I'm classifying into three types now. What are the three types of this database management systems here? First one is like what I'm telling to you, relational database management system, object oriented database management system, object relational database management system. First one is like what there, relational database management systems. Next one is like what there, object oriented database management system. And the next one is object relational database management system. These are overall three types are existed clear. This is overall classification about like what their storage areas here we can understand. Now let's observe this clearly. Up to now what we completed here, clearly we understood what exactly the meaning of the storage areas. Basic definition I've given. What is the meaning of temporary storage areas here we understood. What is the meaning of permanent storage areas here we understood. Now here we have to understand like what they know, file system. All right, so now here we can understand this point clearly. Inside this, what I'm telling there, permanent storage areas are like what there. First one is like what there, file system. File system, file systems. Next one is what they know, databases or database management systems. Right, so remaining things here we are going to understand later on. Now here I have a question, guys. What about my question here? Listen carefully. My question is to manage the data, to manage the data permanently, to manage the data permanently, we have already file systems. We already file systems. Then what is the requirement? What is the requirement to go for databases? That is my question. Or database management systems. Guys, all of you are getting my point here? What exactly the question here I have asked there? To manage the data permanently, we have already file systems. Then what is the requirement to go for databases or database management systems? This is a question now. So of course, this is a very fundamental question. For this question, so many answers are available. We can compare almost an endless number of answers here we are able to provide. But mainly, what exactly I required here, up to that here we are going to understand. All of you guys, observe carefully. Up to that only here we are going to understand or try to understand it clearly. All right, sir. Now, first answer, very first answer. Now tell me. The very first answer. Simple, sir. I'm giving clarity for all of you. Now try to understand it. No. File systems is platform dependent or platform independent. That question. File system is a platform dependent or platform independent? Please think about it and give answer for it. File system is a platform dependent or platform independent? Some of you are saying dependent and some of you are saying independent. Okay, now I'm asking one question. What is this dependent and independent actually? What's the meaning of it actually? Say for example, we are all staying at India. We are all staying at India. So we are following Indian tradition, Indian culture, mixed cultures. We are following all. So our basic platform is India. We are following India rules and regulations and we are dependent on India. So that's why we are Indians. Answer my point, so think of it. India is a platform. We are the softwares or we are the products, maybe database product or server product or whatever it may be. We are on the top of the India. So we are Indians. So we are dependent on our motherland. Similarly, Americans, similarly, Britishers, similarly, other foreign country people. Dependency, I'm telling you now. So we are all on the top of what they know, India. That means on India platform, we are available. In England platform, some other. In American platform, some other. So they are Americans, they are Britishers, then we are Indians. Similarly, file system in Windows, file systems in Linux, file systems in Solaris, file systems in a Mac, file system in a different. All are same or different. All are following the same conventions, are following local operating system conventions. That is my question here. Think about this point here. What I'm telling to you clearly, file system is a content. Is it dependent on the local operating system or independent on the all the local operating systems? Okay, now I'm giving some points. Try to understand it now. At least a level, understandable point I'm telling to you. If you go for Windows now, then there is a terminology like what there, folder. In some other operating systems, if you go there, then there is a terminology, directory. Yes, sir. Am I right or not? Directory, folder. In some operating system, forward slashes are used to separate the folders. In some other operating systems, forward slashes are not supported. In some other operating systems, backward slashes are supported. In some other operating system, maybe dollar symbol may be supported. In some other operating system, some other symbol. Understand? All these conventions are depending on the operating system or independent on the operating system. Depending on the operating systems only, not on the independent on the operating systems also. That's why, what's the point I'm telling there? File systems are platform dependent. The conclusion is what there? File systems are what there now? Platform dependent. All right, sir. Now what I'm telling there, file systems are platform dependent. So these are not suitable. I'm telling there maybe temporarily one or two occasions you may use, but not suitable for the platform independent programming languages. For the platform independent programming languages, like what is that platform independent programming languages, like what there, like Java, like what there, no, .NET, like Pythons, and so on and so on and so on. Come again, guys. Then what I'm, of course, then .NET, I'm not having any intention to write this .NET here. My intention is only Java. That's it. Leave this one. Not to talk about any other languages now. So what is the conclusion I'm giving there? File systems are platform dependent. So these are not suitable for the platform independent programming languages like what they're not, Java. One simple example I'm telling to you. Try to follow this example. Try to understand this example, all of you. For example, guys, I'm in a development now. I'm preparing a project. So I have my workstation, my local machine I had there. Inside my local machine, which operating system in general we are having in our local system? Do you think about it directly? Linux is coming for our local system? No. In general, for our local machine, we are going to have like what there? Windows. Windows up to independent development. Then okay, Windows here we can use. Fine. Listen carefully. I prepared my project. My part I completed. Then finally my entire project was completed. So we had one var file or jar file, whatever it may be. Finally, then we have to deploy that project into the server. Where is that server actually? Maybe different types of servers are all. I don't want to talk about it. And server is available, maybe production server or maybe normal server, whatever it may be. So server is available. I want to deploy my project into the server. Listen carefully here. Where that server is available? Do you think about it? That server is running on Windows operating system. Whatever the operating system we have used, same operating system is used for server maintenance. No, server running maximum servers are not going to be run on what operating system? Windows operating system. Nobody will use Windows operating system for the sake of like what there the server maintenance or server environment. Max the very much suitable operating system for server maintenance is like what there no Linux operating system. Maybe depending on their requirement, either they may go for Linux or they may go for like what their Solaris, maybe not exactly Windows, I'm sure. Up to that it is confirmed, not exactly Windows. Okay, nice. Observe carefully now. For example, I have a project. Inside my project, I don't have much information to store, but namesake storage is required. Okay, fine. Whatever it may be, I need to store some data. Let's understand it. My operating system present at the development part is what there. At present, the development for development, my operating system is like what there Windows operating system. Windows has its own culture of file systems. It has its own view of file systems. As per that Windows operating system, what exactly the file system and its conventions are available that I have used in my Java application. I have used file system, but what file system I have used there? No, what exactly the Windows view is available for that file system. As per that Windows conventions only, I use that file system in my Java project. I completed. I prepared some jar file or var file. Then I sent for deployment. My operations team will deploy that onto the server. Now tell me, server is running on which operating system? No, Linux operating system. Understand my point here? But in my project, file system I have used as per which style? No, Windows style. As per the Windows style, I have used what there my project. I prepared my entire project as per the Windows provided file system conventions only. But now my project is running on which operating system there? No, Linux operating system. On Linux operating system, my project is trying to use Windows style file system there. Where some incompatibility is coming or not? Where some incompatibility is coming or not? Where our program will not be executed or not? Where applications are not going to be evaluated effectively or not? Come on, guys, answer my point. Example point I'm telling there. So because of that reason here, what I'm telling there, file systems are what they're platform dependent. So they are not much suitable for what they know platform independent programming languages. So like what they know Java. Because of these reasons, people are not going to use more. People are not going to use more and more. People are not going to be depending on more and more on what they know file systems in our Java application development. Maximum they are depending on what they know. Some other platform independent tools are available. They're nothing but like what they know databases. Here we can understand. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? SQL queries are same on Windows operating system. SQL queries are same on Linux operating system. SQL queries are same on like what there any operating system. But file system conventions might be different from one operating system to another operating system clearly. That is the reason why these are like what they're not suitable for the platform independent programming languages like what they're Java. This is one point. Right, sir. Next one is after completion of this. Now let's understand the second point here. All of you recognize this one now. How much data we are going to store in file system now? How much max data here we are able to store? Say for example, listen carefully, guys. I'm not thinking about any particular quotation for it. I'm thinking about whether it is less data or more data. In that point of I'm asking there. For example, Durgasoft. Today you're all attending here. Think of it, nearly 300 members you are at present. So I want to maintain 300 students registration details. Just only 300 members registration details I want to manage. Now what I have to take? Can I go for one big Oracle database installation is required for me? Is it required to maintain Oracle database? No, not required. So what I have to use now? Simple one Excel sheet I can take. Simple one Excel sheet I can take where I can manage all the 300 students. It's not the big deal. 300 students now. So where Excel sheet is sufficient. Excel sheet is sufficient in the sense, is it a file system or not? Excel sheet is come under that file system or not? Okay, maybe one text files are not even Excel sheet. No. In a text file, I want to manage the data with the comma separated, for example. Its meaning is like what there, what is the meaning of this one? That means that file system is sufficient or not for that. Okay, file system is sufficient here. That's okay, fine. Next one is, for example, I have a requirement. What is my requirement here? In the same Durgasoft, not students registration details, no, not like this. Last 5 years, I want to manage all the students attendance list. All the students attendance list at Durgasoft. Think of it, per day for Durgasoft, nearly 2000 members are coming in and coming out. Every day, 2000 members are step in and step out from Durgasoft. So last 5 years data I required. Their attendance, every day student attendance has to be maintained. Last 5 years data I want to maintain. Can I go with Excel sheet? Can I go with Excel sheet? Okay, leave this one, not even that. For example, I want to go for like what there, then I want to go for like what there, then it's okay. This is the best example here. So last 5 years attendance list, if you want to get no, then it is not sufficient. Excel sheets are not sufficient. Where definitely we have to go for next level storage areas. No, they're nothing but like what their databases. There we have to go for like what they know, databases. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? So finally, now tell me, by using file system, we are able to manage less data. By using file system, we are able to manage what data? Less data. But by using databases, we are able to provide like what there? More and more data here we are able to manage or not? Right, sir. Now try to understand this clearly. One more point here under this first point. No, databases or database management systems are platform independent so they are very much suitable for the platform independent programming languages like what they're Java. That's okay, that point is okay. Now what is the second point here I'm telling there? Second point is like what they know, file systems are able to provide less data, less accommodation, less storage, less data. File systems are able to store like what there, less data, whereas databases or database management systems are able to store more data, are able to store what there now, more data. Right, sir. Guys, now I'm asking one more question to all of you. Now try to understand this. Guys, whenever I'm writing databases, immediately I'm writing database management systems. Have you observed that? So only database, without database management system, there is no meaning. Without databases, database management systems, there is no meaning. That's why databases, database management system, both are integrated parts. We require that exactly. That's why I'm telling to you, try to understand it now. Right, sir. Now I'm asking one question to you. For example, file system is available. File system is existed. Max, how much security we are going to provide for our data through these file systems? Now, in the point of lesser security or more security, I'm asking there. Max, how much security we are going to provide there? Understand it now? For example, if we go for the database products or maybe Oracle or maybe some other MySQL or maybe Oracle or maybe PostgreSQL or maybe some other different databases or database management systems, if we take now, by default, the databases and database management systems are providing their inbuilt security or not? Every database product is having its own security mechanisms or not? But do you have any separate security mechanisms with the file systems? No. Say for example, a text file is available. How much security we are going to provide there? No. Answer my point, Ken. Maybe operating system may provide a little bit security max, but apart from that, our file system is having any security, right, sir? There I'm telling there, even though that security is provided, but it should be nothing. It will be nothing, you know. So that's why here what I'm telling to you, file systems are providing what security? Providing lesser security. File systems are providing like what they know, lesser security for the data. But whereas databases or database management systems are able to provide more security, are able to provide what they know, more security. Try to recognize this point clearly. File systems are providing less security for the data, whereas databases or database management systems are able to provide more security for the data. Guys, just a side note all I'm giving there. You can understand it clearly. Right. Then after that, then point number 4. Point number 4. Listen, all of you guys, one simple example here I'm telling to you. Try to understand this. Very simple example. I think all of you might be completed your academics. I think so. Am I right? No, not yet completed. How many of you are still in academics? Please raise your hands. I want to check. How many of you are still in academics, studying, BTech final year or third year or second year or MCA, whatever it may be? Okay, good, nice. All right, sir. Anyway, so you might be in academics, but all of you are having one process. What's that process? You might be aware there. For example, let me take one example now. One student, he got a seat in one university, for example, JNTU University. JNTU is a famous university at local, right? JNTU University is there, where one student got some admission. So he want to join with that university. Then what he has to do? What's the process he has to follow? First, very first step? Counseling and everything was completed. He got that allotment also. Then seat allotment has also been completed. Then he has to report and he has to join today onwards. First, directly we'll go to the administrative block. And JNT might be a very good administrative block is available. So he'll go to the administrative block. First, he has to give a report in administrative block. In administration block, when he reported, when he has completed the formalities, then immediately administrative block people will give direction to him to go for what they know, academic section. Academic block. A separate another building is there, a separate block is available for academics. He'll go there and again he has to report there. When he reported, next one is like what there. Then after completion of all formalities in academic block there, they are giving direction towards what they know, first year BTech. He moved towards what they know, first year BTech. All first year BTechs are going on in a particular location, for example. There he has to report. Okay, that report is completed. Finally, he identified his classroom. Then he went there, he sat there. Good. Trainers are coming, then class are going on regular. It's okay, fine, nice. And then what next one there? No, in university maybe after 6 months of time, semesters are coming or not? Not even after 6 months of time. In every 15 days or 20 days of time, then exams here we are going to write or not? Some internal exams or maybe some what I'm telling there, some internals or mids or whatever it may be. Exams are coming frequently. We have to write that exams or not? Unfortunately, the students wants to study something for exams. No, he wants to prepare for exams. Guys, understand my point here? He wants to prepare for exams. Whenever he want to prepare for exams, no, then what he has to do? He needs some books or not? Definitely, he needs some books or not? So he has to utilize that library facility or not? He has to utilize that library facility or not? Yes, definitely. Again, he has to go for that library. In that library might be librarian, one in charge might be existed, library in charge, then he has to report to him. Again, he has to give his data to the librarian, library in charge. Again, library in charge had a system where he has to store the student data. Nice, okay, good, that's going on. Then after that, what next one here after completion of this? No, he has taken some books and he prepared for the exam. Now exams notifications are coming. When exams notifications are coming, then again he has to go at which location there now? He has to go for that examination branch or not? There again he has to give his information to the examination branch or not? Again he has to give that information to the examination branch. There also be some formalities might be completed, some chalanas or whatever it may be. No, examination notifications are available. If you wrote that exams, that's okay, fine. Then every day going to the college and coming outside of the college might be traveling point of view. So much cost is going on. Every day has to maintain some money. At the same time, the public transportation may be a bit risk for him here, especially in this pandemic might be regarding this current situations. No, that's why he thought of it. He want to use the transport facility which is provided by university. Moreover, that university is providing free transport facility for all the students. Free transport facility. Then what he has to do there again? No, again he has to go for the transport department. A separate block is available for that. No, then there again he has to report himself to the respective people. Again there also he has to give his own data. They have to manage the data. Guys, now tell me, in this overall situation, how many students I'm talking there? No, I'm talking about how many students? No, only one student I'm talking there. Overall, now tell me, in how many locations the student has to be reported, in how many locations the student has given his information, at how many locations that student data was maintained here, single student data. Almost 6 or 7 locations that single student data has maintained or not. So first in administration block, student has reported, in the sense he has given some information, they maintain the data. Next academic block, again they maintain the data. Next library, they also maintain the data. Transportation, there also be maintain the data. Canteen, there also may be, if it is possible, canteen, there also be, your data might be maintained. Got my point or not? If any hostel facilities available again in the university, there also be again some in charges are available, there also be our data has to be maintained. Now tell me, this everything is inside the university only. This everything inside the university only, but for a single student, how many times the data is maintained here now? Nearly 6 or 7 times the same data is maintained or not? Now tell me, same data 6 or 7 times no? Same data 6 or 7 times if you are maintaining no, then what is the meaning of it? Data redundancy or not? Same data is a duplicate data or not? Same data is nothing but what the duplicate data. The same duplicate data is maintained again and again inside a single university. So data redundancy will be increased or not? Data redundancy is nothing but what they are not duplicate data. Data redundancy is increased or not? When data redundancy is increased, automatically we require more storage or not? Automatically more storage is required or not? Moreover, processing is also be difficult or not? Say for example, student has maintained his data at multiple locations now. Now, unfortunately, his mobile number was changed. His mobile number was changed. Previously had one number, that number already given to the all 5 or 6 locations, no? But now what happened there, his mobile number was blocked. You don't know what is the reason for it. Okay, then he want to change that mobile number. Maybe he had a thought, he want to change that new mobile number. He has taken, he wants to take new mobile number. Directly new mobile number he has taken. What he has to do? But whenever he changed his mobile number, whenever he changed address details, whenever he changed some data of his own, then he has to give the same report to all 6 or 7 number of locations or not? It's the easiest process or difficult process? No. Definitely it's somewhat difficult to changes, somewhat difficult to reflect the changes to the all the locations here. No. So this is not the right view here. Try to understand my point, what I'm telling you. No. So if data redundancy is increased here, whenever data is maintained at multiple locations there, automatically data redundancy will be increased. Processing of the data is also be not simple. Understand my point here? So for that purpose, we have to go for like what there, to overcome this problem here, we have to go for what there no centralized database maintenance we required. Centralized database management system here we required. Am I right or not? Now tell me, that centralization if you want to provide, with which one it is very simple? That centralization is very simple with the file systems or with the database management systems now. Exactly. Now there we have to go for like what there now? Database management systems. There we have to go for like what there? Database management systems. Try to understand this point clearly. So finally here, 2 points here I'm telling there. What are the 2 points here? Point number 1 here, file systems are able to increase, data redundancy. Data redundancy. Answer my point here. File systems are able to increase what there? Data redundancy. All right, sir. Then what next one? You know, databases or database management systems are able to reduce data redundancy. Data redundancy. Try to understand this clearly. Right, sir. This is one point here. Next one is right, sir. One more point here, like what there. Observe carefully what I'm telling to you. File systems are able to increase data redundancy. Databases or database management systems are able to reduce data redundancy. Right. Another point here, what I'm telling to you. Data processing is not much simple. Data processing is not much simple in file systems, but whereas data processing is very simple in databases or database management systems. Right, sir. Guys, observe carefully what I'm telling to you, all of you know. One more example I'm telling there. I think so you got clarity on these points here. For example, I have a data, Excel sheet is available, or maybe the normal text file is available. I have some data. I want to process the data. Say, for example, I want to get all the data in ascending order as per the names, or maybe descending order as per the names. Maybe in Excel sheet also we can do that. That's okay. Maybe in the case. Apart from this, what I'm telling there, I want to filter the data. I want to go for some, might be some complex operations I want to perform over the data for the sake of decision making. But how much this file system is supporting there? No, file system is not supporting much here, but database management system is supporting or not, because of the database management system's internal concepts, no, internal features, no, then we can process the data in very simple way instead of like what they know file systems get. That's why we have to go for like what their database management systems when compared with the file systems clearly. Right, sir. This is one point. Next one, guys, all of you observe carefully. Another point like what I'm telling to you, observe carefully. I'm asking one question to all of you, try to answer for it. I have a text file, for example. I have a text file. Inside the text file, some data is available. Raw data is available inside the text file. Some data is existed. Observe carefully. I want to read data from the text file. Then what I have to do? I want to read data from text file. What I have to do? Can I use any SQL query to read data from text file? Say, for example, students.txt is available where multiple students data is existed. Can I write select a star from students.txt? Can I write students.txt? Can I write any file like this students.txt? Select a star from students.txt. Can I write like anything like this? Come on, guys. No. For example, I have Oracle database where some tables are available. Student table is available where data is available. Can I write any SQL query like select a star from student table? There, if you write it, no, there we are able to get the data or not. That means what is the point I'm telling there? Query language support is not existed in what they know file systems. Query language support is not existed in like what there file systems. Observe carefully. But whereas query language support is existed, is possible, is available, is existed in databases and what next one, you know, database management systems. Guys, all of you understand this clearly? Right, sir. Query language support is not exist in file systems, whereas query language support is exist in what they know databases or database management systems. This is one point here. Good. Guys, all of you understand this one more point here. For example, in every bank application, in every banking application, banking sector, transaction management is an important thing. Am I right or not? Transaction management is an important thing. What's the meaning of the transactions? No, like begin the transaction, then doing some operations inside the transaction, commit the transaction or roll back the transaction. Maybe some kind of operations are going on here. So transaction management support, transaction management is required. Transaction support is required. Uh, for example, if I maintain my accounts data in a text file or in an Excel sheet, can I get any transaction support over the data from the file system? Can I get any transaction support, inbuilt support from the file systems? Do you have any mechanisms like committing the data, roll back the data? Of course, might be undo operation or undo operation, something else is available. That doesn't matter for us. But with respect to the transaction, in the case of these bank applications, then transaction support is available or not available? Definitely not available. But if we take database management systems, no, or if we take databases, no, inbuilt transaction support is available or not? Yes, commit command is available. If you do the commit command, what will happen there? No, definitely the changes are going to be stored into the database permanently. Rollback operation is available. If you perform rollback command here, then what will happen there? No, what changes we made temporarily, all the changes are going to be revert back or not. So now there transaction support is available inside, like what there database management systems or databases, no, but the transaction support is not existed with what there, no, file systems. Now try to understand this clearly. File systems are not providing, file systems are not providing transaction support, whereas databases or database management systems are providing transaction support, are providing like what there transaction support. Guys, observe carefully what I'm telling you now. Like this here, then here, like this, we are able to have so many examples here. We can understand so many differences here now, but only required differences here I've written here. What are the various differences here we understood there up to now? Now tell me here. First one is like what there, what I'm telling to you. File systems are platform dependent, so they are not suitable for the platform independent programming languages like what they're Java. But whereas databases or database management systems, database management systems are platform independent. They are very much suitable for the platform independent programming languages like what they're Java. Right, sir. File systems are able to provide less data, and databases or database management systems are able to provide what they're more data storage or more data they're able to store. Next one is the file systems are providing less security for the data, whereas databases or database management systems are able to provide more security for the data. File systems are able to increase data redundancy, whereas databases or database management systems are able to reduce data redundancy. Data processing is not much simple with the file systems, but whereas data processing is very simple in databases or database management systems. Query language support is not existed with the file systems, but query language support is available with what they know databases or database management systems. File systems are not providing transaction support, whereas databases or database management systems are providing transaction support, and so on. So many differences are available, but required differences only here are given there. Try to understand it clearly. Right, guys. Now here I'm asking one more question to all of you. Try to answer for this clearly. Simple question only. Just I'm expecting your awareness. Now try to understand this. What is this question here I'm asking to you? My question will be, what are the differences between database and database management system? So number of times we have used what is the different, what database and database management systems we have used so many times. Every time I'm writing database and database management system, are these both are same or both are different? Tell me guys, both are same or both are different? All right, sir. Then here we have to understand some differences here. In two ways we can give the differences between database and database management system. That very first definition here, what I'm telling to you, database. What is this database? Actually, database is a memory block or memory element, simply speaking. Memory element to store data. That's it, not more than that. It's a block of memory where to store the data. Block of memory to store the data. Understand, guys, what I'm telling to you? Database is a memory element to store data. But what is this database management system here now? All of you listen carefully. Database management system is a software. Database management system is what they know is a software. It can be used to manage the data by storing into the databases, by retrieving data from databases, by performing modifications inside the databases, by deleting the data from databases. No. So what is this database management system actually? Database management system is a software. Answer my point. Database management system is a software. All right, sir. It able to manage the data. That means by using that, we are able to manage the data by storing it in databases and comma by retrieving data from databases and so on. So many, by deleting the data, by updating the data, anything here we can perform. So database management system is a software. It's a software system. Software is nothing but a collection of programs. That's it. The collection of programs. It is a software system. It can be used to manage the data in the databases. What's the meaning of managing the data in the databases? No, to store the data, we require a program. To retrieve the data, we need a program. To update the data, we need a program. To delete the data, we need a program. This programs collection is nothing but what they know, database management system. Guys, all of you understand this clearly. So this is the basic, the very fundamental difference here we are understanding about, like what there database and database management systems here, what we understood. This is the first point now. But in another direction also, in another context also here, we can differentiate what is this database and what is the meaning of database management system. Say for example, I want to ask one question to you. I'll ask one question to you guys. What is the question here I'm asking? Do you try to understand this? What is Durgasoft database actually? If I ask you what is Durgasoft database, what is the database in Durgasoft? Do you think about Aragil course is going on, sir? Aragil is a database in Durgasoft now. Not like this. The database of Durgasoft is what there. People are saying some answers there. Students information, student details, all students data is nothing but Durgasoft database now. Not only that. Understand my point here. Durgasoft database is nothing but Durgasoft employee details, Durgasoft courses details, Durgasoft schedules details, Durgasoft students details, all these interconnected data, all these details which are interconnected, all these details are together called as like what the database of Durgasoft. Even in this context also here we are able to say. So here the definition here, what I'm telling there, what is the meaning of this, what exactly the definition here I'm telling there. Observe carefully. Database is the collection of interconnected data. Database is what there is a collection of interconnected data. Collection of interconnected data as a single unit. Database is what there is the collection of interconnected data as a single unit. This is what's the meaning of like what there a database. Now here in this context, in this perspective, what is database management system in this particular view? What is this database management system now? If we observe this database management system, answer is very clear. Listen carefully. Database management system is the collection of interrelated data collection of interrelated data and a set of programs please recognize this. Database management system is the collection of interrelated data. Instead of saying interconnected data or interrelated data, both are same. Interrelated data is a collection of interrelated data. Single unit is a database, but database management system is a collection of interrelated data and a set of what they know programs. For what purpose these programs are coming there? A set of programs to perform the database operations, like what there creating data in a database. Next one is like what there reading data from a database and so on. They are updating the data, deleting the data. Basic 4 operations every time talking there. That means what are the 4 operations, guys? Now tell me, what are the 4 operations in general we are able to see in databases now? Insert the data, or next one, then read data, update data, delete data. These four operations are not. So these four operations I want to say CRUD operations. CRUD operations, CRUD. What operations there? No, CRUD operations, CRUD. C stands for create. Create in the sense inserting the data, creating data in the database table. R stands for what there? Either retrieve or read. U stands for what they know? Update. D stands for what they know? Delete. That's why we used to say like what there? CRUD operations. In a database terminologies, I'm telling there CRUD operations. So database management system is a collection of interrelated data and a set of programs to perform database operations like what there? CRUD operations. CRUD operations. Answer my point here. All the four operations here we are able to say now. So this is what exactly the meaning of like what there difference between database and a database management system. Sir, all of you are getting my point or not? Simple, only introductory part I'm telling there. What is database, how it is existed, that information I'm telling there. Next one is so many databases are available, so many types of databases are available, but majorly here I'm telling there are three types of like what they know database management systems. What are the mainly three types of database management systems? No, first one is like what there relational. First one is like what there relational database management system. So simply we can say like what the RDBMS. RDBMS. This is one type of database. Second one is like what they know object oriented database management system. Now this is in general what we are able to say over DBMS, object oriented database management systems. And third one is like what they know object relational database management system. Object relational database management system. This is in general what we are able to do there ORDBMS, object relational database management systems. That's it guys. Now this is what exactly the points that I'm telling there. Relational database management system, object oriented database management system, and object relational database management systems that we are using. All right, sir. Nothing else. Then what exactly the meaning of this relational database management system, object oriented database management system? One by one here we are going to understand here clearly. Simple. Only one statement here I'm telling to you. Try to understand the statements here. What I'm telling to you. Observe carefully. Relational database management systems, it able to store data in the form of come on guys, in the form of what they know, in the form of tables, in the form of tables and its properties, in the form of tables and its rules and regulations here now. Understand my point here now? So the data is going to be represented in the form of like what they know tables. Okay, fine. Let's understand this clearly. To perform operations, we will use SQL as a query language. What we are able to use there now? Tell me SQL. What is this SQL actually? Structured query language. Structured query language. Right now, observe same no. The similar points here we can understand inside like what there object oriented database management system. What it able to represent the data guys now? Tell me. It able to store data in the form of like what they know. It able to store data in the form of like what they know objects. Observe carefully. Right, sir. It able to store the data in the form of like what their objects. To perform operations, we will use what they know OQL. What is this OQL actually? Object query language. A separate query language is available to perform manipulations with this database. No, this data object query language. Answer my point. Next one is what? Next one here object relational database management system. So it able to manage the data in both the conventions, like what there in both the conventions like what it able to support they know in tables and as well as like what they know objects here in both the conventions here. But don't think same data in both the ways here. Anyway in the both the conventions the data is going to be represented. Which one is required? We can use that. Answer my point here. In both the ways we are able to represent the data. That's okay, fine. Next one is after completion of this, what query language it able to use there now? Can I use only SQL? If I use only SQL, we can manipulate the data which is available in the tables. But whatever the data which is available in objects, no. Can I use OQL? It is suitable for only what there? OQL, object query. That means it is suitable for only objects data. Data is available in the form of objects. But whatever the data which is there in the tables, no. All right, sir. That's why here what I am telling there. To perform operations, we will use SQL3. We will use what they know? SQL3 as a query language, Answer my point here. What is this SQL3 actually? Query language. What is this SQL3 actually? Answer my point now. SQL3 is equal to SQL plus OQL. SQL with the OQL. Both are combined in what they know? SQL3. Both are combined in what they're? SQL3. Understand it clearly. But anyway, not required to understand all these concepts here. At least one hour I need to talk about database management systems, types of database management systems, this kind of basic awareness here I'm telling there. But still I'm telling there, my intention is not to talk more about these databases. My intention is what there, not too much to talk about like what there, Java, JDBC. Why? Because the tables maybe required database configurations are provided by backend team, not for our application developers there. Backend will prepare the database and everything. They'll give that information to us. Then as per that, we are going to use the tables or whatever it may be, what we require there. We are going to use them in our Java applications. Clear. Nowadays might be more and more technologies are available. In this more technologies, even developers are not required to know how to write SQL queries. Even without writing SQL queries, without writing any code for the basic CRUD operations, we are able to perform all the database operations there. Nowadays, like that, number of technologies are available. By using the technologies, no need to have much information about these kind of things here. Already inbuilt tools are available, predefined tools are available. That predefined tools are preparing our required database operations and all. But basic awareness is required. That's why I'm giving basic awareness on all these points clearly. Guys, all of you are getting points or not? Right, sir. Then some of you might be requested to me, sir, can you please give the syllabus of it? No, don't worry. And tomorrow I will share the total syllabus to all of you guys. What I'm going to be covered inside the advanced Java. Anyway, topics I'm giving there. Roughly the topics what I given there. JDBC, servlet, JSPs, JSTL, and expression language. These are the topics what I'm going to be covered in advanced Java. Today, just I started JDBC. Inside this JDBC, first little bit information about databases here I'm giving there. So by days goes on, automatically we are going to understand all the remaining content. Then tomorrow, yes, tomorrow is a Saturday. Am I right? Yes, tomorrow also we have session there. Don't worry. Then tomorrow I'm going to discuss about query processing system. Query processing system. The topic I will discuss there is one of the important topic. In the future, I'm going to talk about statements and prepared statements topic. Where if I want to differentiate statement and prepared statement, there we require this query processing system internal concepts here. So we are going to understand all the content clearly, right? Right, guys. That's all for today. Then I will share this document by today. Maybe tomorrow I will share this document here, and tomorrow I will show how to access our classroom notes and everything. I think some of you are already aware, some of you are not aware. But tomorrow I will show then how to access this total data. Then tomorrow we are going to continue the remaining content. Tomorrow we'll see that query processing system. Right. If you have any doubts regarding that, don't worry. Tomorrow I will give some time for you. Then tomorrow we are going to discuss about. I will clarify all of your doubts if you have anything else, right, about this content here. But schedule, that means that syllabus content, everything I will share with you tomorrow so that we are able to get some clarity, right? Thank you guys. Thanks a lot. We'll meet on tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah. Only hibernate రోజు తర్వాత అవి వస్తాయి 10 o'clock ఈరోజు 10 AM ఓన్లీ ఆన్లైన్ ఆఫ్లైన్ లేదు దానికి ఈరోజు స్టార్ట్ అయిపోతాయి ఈరోజు హైబ్రిడ్ స్టార్ట్ ఆఫ్లైన్ లేదు ఆన్లైన్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇది తీసుకున్నారా మీరు? ఇది ఈ ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్స్ తీసుకున్నారా? అడ్వాన్స్ జావా తీసుకున్నారా? Yeah. Guys, and those who are attending in online, just it's okay. Then I'm going to sign out. Then tomorrow I'll give some time, and tomorrow I'll explain something what you require. Yeah, tomorrow same time. Don't have any changes here. Then I will share this total document, guys. Don't worry. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, tomorrow same time.